it is true that the proliferation of car ownership is a sign of a positive development in Kenya. It is also true that only and appallingly so, few organizations with extra capital to invest in non-conventional ventures have taken the challenge of investing in modern mega car parks. Many city motorists will no doubt feel relieved of the hassle of looking for parking space and in the process wasting precious time in the endless search for secure locations to park their vehicles. I congratulate the National Social Security Fund for this initiative and also encourage city residents to make good use of this facility and to be able to ease congestion within the central business district. I think we can be better stewards of workers' money, all of us. And talking to NSSF, I want to talk about the same challenge, all of us in government, to think less in terms of variation. That is the word, variation of contracts. And that then becomes, Chairman Aden, congratulations for having been removed out of the shame, the list of shame. Make sure you never get back there. Your own words were, NSSF has been known as the cash cow. And this is the one organization that holds hope for senior citizens in this country. Imagine that it becomes a cash cow for those who are able and willing to work. What happens to those who are retired but not tired? Therefore, the challenge is very clear to us. Ladies and gentlemen, over and above the many impressive projects the National Social Security Fund is associated with, the organization is clearly one of Kenya's giant institutions with the capacity to achieve tremendous results in the social security and protection arena. Before I talk about the possible dreaming that we have to all be engaged in, particularly with regard to this very important sector, may I first note that there's never been a better chance to rebrand, to redefine, and expand NSSF's mandate and input to the welfare of Kenyans in the history of our nation. I'm persuaded so because under Article 43 of our country's constitution, it is there clearly elaborated that social security is a universal right that every Kenyan ought to enjoy without let or hindrance. Please remember, acquaint yourselves with the provisions of Article 43 because that is what Chairman and your team is going to guide you and Minister under the watch of Minister for Labor as you try to rebrand the National Social Security Fund. For the first time, Kenyans can now look forward to a true social security and protection fund that assures them of a level of comfort in their twilight years. At the moment, the token that the fund affords for its members is too small to offer desirable comfort, let alone compensate for the contribution one makes to the nation during the high season of an employee's productive years. This state of affairs sends a wrong signal to the thousands of our people who for years worked tirelessly only to troop back home to a gloomy sunset after years of sacrifice. Indeed, a society that neglects its senior citizens is guilty of gross ingratitude. I'm sure none of us here this morning or this afternoon wants to be judged as ungrateful by our own acts of omission as we commit today, we may commit today that will hurt our retirees tomorrow. May I, however, remind both employers and employees that a functional society security fund as a constitutional right calls for commensurate responsibilities for both employer and employee. Time has now come for this nation's workforce to choose between rededicating ourselves in collecting taxes more effectively, contributing more to our social security, or evolving a method of increasing funding for the same through a combined tax and personal contribution matrix. I believe this is the way to go because in this respect, there are standards already set by both the World Bank and International Labour Organization, which offer ample guidelines for the transformation of this sector as we implement, as I said, Article 43 of our new constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, another challenge, which I believe lies squarely on NSSF's shoulders, is the task of spearheading the streamlining of the policy that will bring social security and protection under a single umbrella. At the moment, social security and protection is offered under a fragmented and seemingly uncoordinated array of outlets scattered over the various ministries. For instance, Ministry of Special Programs, Ministry of Gender-Specific Affirmative Initiatives, the Ministry of Water, and also under the National Hospital Insurance Fund. Against this background, and for the full benefits of social security and protection to benefit Kenyans, we need to urgently consider adopting an overarching policy that rationalizes all these benefits, indeed does some harmonization. I'm pleased to note that NSSF has a significant investment portfolio in property, in equity, and government securities, and is indeed a major player within the housing sector. However, considering that the fund has a million-strong contributor base, I'm now told this figure is revised to, as of this morning, because it keeps on growing, 1.1 million. These are the contributors who do the needful on a daily, on a monthly basis. And of course, this, the overall net income per month by NSSF is an impressive 1 billion Kenya shillings.